Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people! Yeah! Welcome to the Thursday edition of The Odds Couple, Chapter 6, Week 17 of the large program. Glad you are with us. We got a big show for you today because the college football playoff begins tomorrow. Playoff begins tomorrow. We'll handicap all the action for the playoff coming up this weekend. Also, the Shield, a big weekend as we're winding down in the National Football League as well. So we'll talk about some of the big games coming up, including the Thursday night game coming up tonight. And then we got free picks coming up on the show, and we'll get you some winners before we get out of here today. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is alongside. Hello, Lang.
Hello, Rob.
How are you?
I'm great.
It's great to see you.
You too.
You excited about
Welcome
the playoff?
to the program. I am. I'm really excited about this playoff, especially this game tomorrow night. Let's see who Georgia gets to play.
Yeah.
Indiana or Notre Dame.
All right, cool. John Roser is here. Hello, John Roser.
I am. What's up, Fish? Happy to be here.
Look out. Roser just broke the
Lysol
set.
cans falling on the ground. That's okay. We got football this weekend, and when you have football, you have lines, and when you have lines, you can make bets, and we're going to make some bets.
You know why
Yes.
Lysol is falling on the ground? Because Roser's cleaning up.
Clean it up.
That's it.
CJ Hurt, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see everybody. Let's get it going.
You excited about this thing?
Oh, I can't wait for it. I'm super excited about all of these games.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Lang, what did you learn this
Oh,
week?
so
You
I learned something about football this week, and I don't know if you guys know this. So my wife's out of town. My son and I were watching TV the other night, and my son said, "Hey, do you mind if I go upstairs and play some NCAA football on the PlayStation?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, also get you out of my hair. So
Sure.
he goes upstairs. He's playing with Georgia against nobody good. And when the game ends, he comes downstairs, and I said, "How'd it go?" He goes, "Well, I won." He goes, "I won this game 75-1."
There's no way you get one.
And I said, "No, you're wrong. You did not score. Like, there's no way you won 75-1." He goes, No. It was 75-1. I'm like, all right, this kid's 12. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This morning, I take him to school. I come back home. I'm turning things off. I see the PlayStation's on. Turn on the TV. We have a box score we can show here. Actually, I passed it on to Robbie.
How did they get one?
It's 75-1.
How did they get one?
So, do you know how there is a way you can score one? I did some research today.
No.
If on an extra point attempt,
You block it in return.
no.
No, because you get two for
You get two for that. On an extra point attempt, you can get a safety. So the offense
What?
would have to try for a 2-point conversion, fumble the ball.
All the way.
All the way.
No,
Oh.
the defense would have to like pick up the ball, run back into the end zone, and you tackle them.
Oh, what?
There's a way to get a 1 point in football, and that's it.
How about that? Well, isn't that something?
Crazy.
Yeah.
You learn something new.
And you thought your child was a liar.
Yeah.
So,
But he still might be a liar.
Well, he's
That has nothing to do with that.
he's you got to teach him like there's no reason for you to bring the ball out of the end zone
I don't
after
know
you
what was
recover.
happening. I mean, he
He had to
doesn't
have gotten
really-
an
he doesn't really
interception
know
or a
football.
fumble
Yeah, it was a-
recovery and was in the process of trying to return
It
it.
was clearly
Scurried
a
back in. Don't do
breakdown
that.
yeah, it might have been like a Kirk Cousins-esque play. I don't know what happened,
Nice.
but yeah. But so that's what I learned this week. You can score 1 point in a football game.
Yeah. Also learned this week that Ryan Silverfield tried to cover, and thank
tried.
goodness he tried to cover. If you had the Tigers minus 4.5,
Fish was ready to fire him.
great win for you. If you had a minus 5.5 like myself, that's a tough loss. As the Tigers were covering most of the night against West Virginia, they win the game by 5, 42-37. That weird 5 number that it landed on in this game. Seth Hennigan, 18 of 26, 294, 2 touchdowns. Hashtag win one for Seth. One
Hashtag
more for
one
Seth.
more for
One
Seth.
more for
My
Seth.
gosh.
One more for Seth. I'm sorry.
He had like 60-something yards rushing, too.
Yeah.
So he ended up with like 355 yards total.
Somebody in the chat
Good way
just
to go out.
said hashtag got one for Seth.
Got one
Yeah,
for
everybody
Seth.
just messes up the hashtag.
Yeah, I'm
How about
sorry.
hashtag Seth did
It's
it?
okay. Good way to go out. You know, look, you're not. How many more players do you think? Like, he was the only quarterback that started this year that had been at the school for 4 years and started for 4.
Like we're probably never going to see that again until like rules or whatever change if things start getting regulated as far as the portal goes. But like as long as the portal is the way it is, you're never going to see that again.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And terrific career. Won a lot of games, too.
He did. Won a lot of games.
I stayed off that game, and then when Memphis was up like 21-7, I was like, let me get in on this action. And then I was like, nah, I don't know. I still don't trust them.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Tigers 42-37, and now this weekend we got a bracket to deal with, which is always exciting when it comes to sports, filling out the bracket. And we got the college football playoff bracket this weekend. And with the college football playoff getting started, which one? What are we looking forward to the most this weekend?
I'd say either Indiana Notre Dame or the Ohio State Tennessee game. Those two to me are the two marquee matchups. I mean, Texas Clemson maybe, but I think that Ohio State Tennessee game is really interesting on lots of different levels. Indiana Notre Dame, I'm just curious to see who Georgia gets to play in the next round.
Yeah, Roser.
I think Lane's dead on. I think those are the two most interesting games. Indiana, Notre Dame, Friday night. I'm glad we do have a Friday night.
I know.
And then Saturday night, Tennessee, Ohio State. Because apparently a lot of Tennessee fans are buying up tickets on the resale market. So it'd be interesting to see. They were only allotted, I think, 3,000 or 3,500 tickets. There's going to be way more than 3,500 Tennessee fans in that stadium. How many, though, remains to be seen. But I think Tennessee's definitely going to have you're going to see some orange in that crowd on Saturday night. But, yeah, I would say those are the two games. Notre Dame, Indiana,
Wow.
Tennessee, Ohio State.
I'm looking
the two
right
most
now.
interesting.
You can buy 2 tickets together for that game for $92 each.
Yeah, you're sitting way up top.
Doesn't matter.
And there is something to that. You ever been in an outdoor football stadium up north in the winter?
Yeah, but
And then sit like it's going to be like 10 degrees. Now sit up top. It's even colder.
All right, how
than
about
that.
lower bowl seats? 160 each, 140 each.
Yeah.
139.
Chris said
that's some-
that one of his buddies bought tickets last night. Tennessee fan bought tickets in section 17A. They paid $340 apiece.
I think there's
17A
going
is
to
a
be
good
a
one.
lot of Tennessee fans.
There'll be a lot of Tennessee fans there. There are. There'll be a lot of them.
And a lot of Ohio State fans ready to
But
boo
yes,
Ryan
those
Day.
are the two most interesting games.
It'll be a lot of Tennessee fans for what you said, Lane. One of the reasons they want them to lose so they can get rid of Ryan Day because he's lost to Michigan 4 straight years and lost to the worst Michigan team of the past 8 or 9 years, the COVID season notwithstanding. But 2, also Ohio State is one of these entitled fan bases, and
Bigham's a Michigan guy.
they've already started buying tickets to the Rose Bowl, right? So it is okay. We got money for one of these games. We'll go ahead and buy our or not Rose Bowl. Whatever the next bowl is. Like, hey, we'll go ahead and just buy tickets to this one, and we won't have to worry about Tennessee. They got to come up here. The Midwest, the Big Ten's whole thing this entire time when we started taking college football from regional to national, their whole thing, and I know this because I'm a Michigan fan and I talk to these people, their entire thing is they don't want to come up here in October. They don't want to come up here in November and December. They will be too cold to play. They don't know what this weather is like. So what Ohio State is thinking Tennessee, is going to come up there, realize it's cold, and then just say, nope, forget this. We're going to go back to Knoxville. So they think they got this in the bag.
There's 7 degrees difference in Columbus and Knoxville today.
Well, don't tell them that.
Just saying. I mean, it gets cold here too. I don't get
It is. It's
There's a
cold.
reason we're all
No,
wearing
It's
it
cold
is.
in Knoxville and it's in the mountains.
The Midwest is the only place with cold all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Is Ryan Day's job in jeopardy?
Yes,
in this
very
game.
much so.
Ross Bjork already gave him the vote of confidence.
dreaded
The
vote
vote
of
of confidence saying he's absolutely going to be their coach next year. But man, you're going to have look. The fans can say whatever they want. What do the boosters want?
They want to beat Michigan, and he can't do that right now. And so that will
there's
become the
clips of
problem.
him this week promoting this game, talking about, our goal was just to get into the 12-team playoff and blah, blah, blah. And all these Ohio State fans are like, that's your goal? Get out of it. Like, they're furious that was the goal, not beating Michigan.
Yeah.
I think and Feinbaum, I think, talks about today, like, he's going to get booed off that field if they lose the game.
Yes.
It's not going to be pretty.
No. All right, we'll talk more about the college football playoff, some of the trends and picks of those games when we come back from our break. But first, NFL Thursday tonight as well. We got the NFL Shield weekend getting underway as the Los Angeles Chargers are a 3-point favorite over the Denver Broncos tonight. 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams in Los Angeles have gone under the total. The total is 42.5. Denver, 10-2 against the spread their last 12 games, 6-1 against the spread on the road. The Chargers, 6-2 against the spread their last 8, 5-1 against the spread against AFC opponents. So both teams trending very well. Chargers 3-point favorite over Denver, 42.5. Pick it, park it.
I'd probably park it. I don't know what to make of this Chargers team. And the more I watch them, the more confusing they are to me. And Denver, if anything, I would just take the under. I think Denver is going to try to pass the ball 12 times or something like that, and get out of there with Bo Nix having 95 passing yards or something like that. I would just take the under and root against points.
Roser?
What game are we talking about?
Chargers and Denver.
Chargers, that's right. Thursday night game. Chargers. Bo Nix, not good
right.
against teams that are good.
All right. Chargers minus the 3. CJ?
I'd also like to get in there on that Chargers team. I think that defense, it has been struggling a bit the past, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks of the season. I think that they're getting some guys back. They'll figure some things out on that side of the ball. The Broncos aren't doing anything particularly complicated or special. It's just Bo Nix has done a really, really good job of taking care of the football, and that's huge in the NFL. If you aren't giving teams short fields to work with and you've got a quality defense, you're going to be right there to win most of the games, if not all of the games that you play. And that's what that's what the Broncos have done, and they're winning those games. On the other side of the ball, I think that with that defense, I think it'll show up. The Chargers defense will show up a bit better, and offensively, I think they got enough to get a couple points on the board and then keep away from Bo Nix and say, hey, you know what? You're not going to be able to hide Bo. You're not going to be able to protect him. He's going to have to make a throw. He's going to have to make a play, and let's find out if he can. I don't think that he can right now, although he's having a really good season. I will take the Chargers, and I like Lang taking the under as well.
It's weird. The Chargers have scored 17 in 3 straight games.
It's a good under number.
They only won one of them. It was against the terrible Falcons with Kirk Cousins.
Well, win it 17-10 tonight, and that'd be perfect on both the Chargers and the under. That's what we're looking forward to. All right, let's take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at the college football playoff weekend ahead and a couple of other bowl games as well that we'll get into. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
This month's 191 Collabs, presented by Hennessy, is bringing Grizz Nation an all-star matchup it won't want to miss. Renowned fashion designer Prep Curry and Grizzlies forward Jaren Jackson Jr. have teamed up for a 6-piece collection that's as eclectic and unique as the city they both call home. These limited edition threads won't last long and are only available on FedEx Forum Thursday, December 19th, when the Grizzlies take on the Golden State Warriors at 7 o'clock. Buy your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com or the FedEx Forum box office.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of up to $340,000 in free play or a 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Here Comes Santa kicks off November 24th. Get one free entry and earn additional entries for weekly Saturday drawings. Don't forget the grand finale drawing on Saturday, December 21st to win up to $5,000 in free play or a 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quoting, call 800-522-4700.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Odds Couple. Thursday edition of the large program. Of course, we are with you each and every Monday as well at 2 o'clock live on the Grind City Media app and the Grind City Media YouTube channel. You can catch us Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock. Monday recapping the weekend. Thursday looking ahead to what's coming up this weekend. And this weekend we got college football playoff action, including a Friday night game with Notre Dame and Indiana. Notre Dame a touchdown favorite. The total 51.5. Notre Dame has covered their last 8 games, 8-0 against the spread, their last 8, 10-3-1 against the spread, their last 14 at home, 5-1 against the spread on Friday. Indiana, however, 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 games, and 6-1 against the spread their last 7 on the road. 9 of the last 11 for Indiana have gone over the total, and 4 of the last 5 for Notre Dame have gone over the total as well. I like Notre Dame to win this football game, but I think Indiana's going to cover. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I believe that Indiana's a really good football team, and I believe Indiana's a very explosive football team, and I believe that they can score points on anybody, including a really good defense in Notre Dame.
They could not score points against Ohio State.
That's what concerns me, of course. But I don't know, and I believe in this coach and getting the time to prepare for it as well. So I'm going to take Indiana to cover the spread. 28-24, Notre Dame wins.
I think Notre Dame's going to cover. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like Notre Dame's just going to, I don't say blow them out, but I think they're going to win easy. Indiana couldn't protect the quarterback against Ohio State. And Notre Dame's defense is too big and too strong, I think, for them. And Marcus Freeman's a defensive coach. Like, you give Cignetti time, great. You're giving Notre Dame time, too. Indiana hasn't played anybody this year, and I think it's going to show up in this game, and I think Notre Dame's going to win going away.
All right, Roser?
I think this is why it might be more of an intriguing game to me than even Ohio State, Tennessee. Ohio State, Tennessee, I think the two brands combined. Notre Dame's obviously a powerful brand name in football, but Indiana's not. They're more basketball. So the brand name Tennessee, Ohio State is bigger. But I think as far as like an intriguing matchup, this one might be it because neither one of these teams have shown they really beat anybody good.
Yeah.
Ohio State shows, or Indiana showed they can get their ass beat by somebody that's good.
Right.
But they haven't shown they can beat anybody good. Notre Dame has shown that they could lose to a really rat team at home. Now, the stakes will be higher. I imagine Notre Dame will show up more for this one than they did for Northern Illinois. But Notre Dame, there's nobody they've beaten on their schedule that you would go, oh, that's like super impressive.
Right.
I guess Navy and Army, but like Notre Dame's got the horses to be able to deal with what those teams play. They play a certain style. So I think that's what's interesting is neither team has really beaten anybody. So really, who is good? We'll find out Friday night. I've got a pick on this game.
Oh.
Let's sit it out.
CJ?
It's hard for me to believe in Indiana football with them having played one team in Ohio State. It's hard for me to believe in Notre Dame football with them losing to Northern Illinois, who was just sort of a team in the MAC. But if I'm picking this game, I'm going with Notre Dame. It's at home. I think Notre Dame's got better athletes than Indiana. That's what my eyes tell me. That's what the prognosticators who keeping up with the recruiting scene at the high school level and the transfer portal scene as well would say to you. Indiana's got some really, really impressive stats, both offensively and defensively, but they've padded those stats having played one good team in Ohio State, and when they played them, that game got away from them quick, and it could have got away a whole lot quicker. It felt like they lost grip of that game after the first drive they had, where that drive led to a score, but then it was 3 and out, turnover. Like, stuff like that started happening. So give me Notre Dame is at home, laying the 7. I'll also take the over.
If you take out the first drive and the last drive of that Ohio State game, Indiana had 16 yards total offense.
Yeah.
The other fun stat, Indiana in their history have won 3 postseason games.
Wow.
In 120 years.
We haven't seen Indiana be good at football. Nobody here on this desk or in this booth
their last
has been
postseason
alive.
was 1991. How about that?
Which I think might be the last time these two played. And this is the forget the transfer portal, forget NIL, forget playoff and TV money coming in and the privatization of college sports. The issue with college football is that Indiana and Notre Dame can go decades without playing one another. It's that Tennessee has never gone up to the Horseshoe to play Ohio State. And I'm pretty sure Ohio State hadn't come down to Neyland to play Tennessee. Right? Like, that's the issue. These names in college football refusing to play one another the way that they have is the issue with college football. And that's what's leading to the consolidation of power in the Big Ten and SEC.
Once we have a mono-conference, it's all going to get solved.
It'll be fine. Yeah. Once we have a league.
We wouldn't need the mono conference if they would just play one another every now and then. I'm not saying every damn year play Ohio State if you're Tennessee, but shit, like once in 120-something years, you can go up there and play them, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Saturday, Texas, 11.5-point favorite against Clemson. Total in that one, 51.5. Texas 10-7 against the spread as a favorite, 7-4 against the spread at home. 17 of their last 23 games have gone under the total. Clemson, 10 of their last 13 in December have gone under, and 5 of their last 6 on the road have gone under. Clemson is 4-11 against the spread against SEC opponents, and 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games. I like Texas. I like Texas to cover in this game. I'll say what I said last week when Clemson played SMU, or 2 weeks ago when Clemson won that game. I don't think Clemson's that good, and I think Texas is a really good football team. So I like Texas at home to beat up on Clemson.
I don't think Texas is that good either, but I think they're gooder than Clemson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would guess, like, having watched Texas struggle to run the ball against a Georgia defense a couple times this year, the best team they played against, Clemson's no Georgia, but they weren't terrible when they played Georgia, and they've been good ever since that first game of the week. So I wouldn't be shocked if they keep this just within that, 11.5?
Yeah.
So I think they probably cover it, but I think Texas will win. I don't think either of these teams are fantastic.
All right. Roser?
I don't really trust Quinn Ewers, but you look at Clemson this year, and Jessica Benson's gone through the numbers, that you look at Clemson's offense when it's played anybody legit. Georgia, who was the other one they played?
SMU.
SMU is like their offense just don't really do it for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't. So, Texas has way more talent. They just do. You're going to see more NFL players come from this Texas team, but I do give the experience. Dabo's been in bigger games, I think, than Steve Sarkisian has. So.
I don't know about that.
The game in Austin.
I mean, Sark was an Alabama coach.
He was, but I'm talking about as a head coach.
Okay.
As a head coach, I would say that Dabo has been in bigger games.
I agree.
Been in this spot more. So, it's. I think Ewers is a better quarterback, but again, like I said, I don't trust him. So I mean, but. I can see it going a lot of ways, but I mean, yeah, you'd like to think Texas should be able to take care of business with the roster that they have. But I mean, I got to pick on this game, so I'm gonna set this one out.
Okay, CJ.
I'm not sure if Clemson can stop the run. I think nationally they're 73rd in the nation in run defense. If Texas commits to the run, they'll be fine. I feel like Sark is smart enough to know, okay, we don't have to lean as much or as heavily on Quinn Ewers' arm. We can control the line of scrimmage, control the time of possession, and break off some big runs to get us easier scoring opportunities. Also, I think you brought this up on Monday's show, the more intimate show, Lang. They'll probably be a Manning package, and he is somebody who can, with his legs, break a game open on a big scamper. I'm not necessarily saying running for a touchdown, but you come into the game is kind of at a lull. Y'all are trading punts back and forth. He comes in on a second and medium and boom, breaks one for 40 yards to bring some life into your team, some life into your offense. 11.5 is a lot for Dabo Swinney to lay. So I will take Clemson to cover, Texas to win, and I'll take the over in that one.
All right. Ohio State, Tennessee. Ohio State, a touchdown favorite over the Vols, 47.5 the total in this one. Ohio State 3-7 against the spread against SEC opponents. 4 of their last 5 at home have gone under the total. Tennessee 24-14 against the spread in their last 38 games, 6-13 against the spread as an underdog. 12 of their last 14 against non-conference opponents have gone over the total. I like Tennessee to cover in this one, and I think that's more with my heart, hoping it's a really good game and go Vols. This is going to be really tough. I still don't know if I believe in Nico.
No.
And if I don't, then I like Ohio State.
Do you believe in Dylan Sampson?
I do, and I believe in the SEC.
Sampson.
And I believe in the SEC.
I do too.
So I'm taking the Vols to cover. Ohio State to win.
We've talked a lot on these shows, and on the Monday, the more intimate, more thoughtful show,
Right.
we talked about perhaps they can run the ball against this team because Ohio State had trouble stopping the run against Michigan. I didn't realize Michigan ran the ball 42 times in that game. Yeah, I mean, that's a big number. They ran it 42 times and had like 140 yards rushing. It wasn't like they were ripping off 80-yard runs every time.
Right.
You really have to commit to the run, which I think Tennessee can do because Sampson averages like 20-something carries a game by himself. Tennessee has not won a true road game against a top 10 team since 2006.
Wow.
They have lost 21 consecutive true road games versus AP top 10 teams. And that would scare me if I don't think it's going to be a road game. I think the crowd is going to be mostly Tennessee fans. I was at the game in 2017 when Georgia played at Notre Dame. Started a freshman who had never started before. And they were able to not have to use cadence and different signals and all that stuff because the crowd was so pro-Georgia because all the Notre Dame fans sold their tickets to make money to pay for the season tickets. So I think Tennessee is going to have basically a neutral field advantage here on this game. But I also have a pick on this game.
No.
So I'll just sit this out.
Okay.
Go Vols.
GBO?
GBO all the way. Go Vols.
All the way?
All the way. Go Vols.
Okay.
And the under.
And then, CJ?
Ohio State is one of the best red zone defenses in the nation. Tennessee, for much of this season, has struggled in the red zone, particularly in the 20 to 5-yard line. That's a struggle. But once you get into the 5, you're good because you got Sampson at the running back position, and he could just bully his way into the end zone. This game will come down to what Tennessee can do when they get into the red zone. I think that they'll cover. All of these lines feel really, really large for it to be playoff type games. So I think Tennessee covers, but it is a game at Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins this one. I'll also take the under in this as well.
All right, and then we got Penn State and SMU. Penn State 8.5-point favorite against the Stangs, a total at 53.5. Penn State has won 5 of their last 6 against ACC opponents. They're 9-3 against the spread, their last 12 in December. 4 of their last 5 have gone over. SMU, meanwhile, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. 1-5 against the spread their last 6 in December, so not a December team. And 7 of their last 10 have gone over as well. I like the over in this game. I like SMU to cover in this game. I think SMU can score with virtually anybody, and they'll be able to put some points on the board against Penn State.
I don't know. Penn State, all they do is disappoint us.
Yeah, but this is a big Jim Franklin win that he can get.
I don't know. How about this? James Franklin's 3-19 versus AP top 10 teams while he's been at Penn State.
Right.
Just terrible. And I why is it going to change now if they're going to be good against a playoff team? I don't have a pick on this one, but I would not pick it either because I don't know what to make of either of these teams. Also, Penn State's backup quarterback went in the transfer portal a couple days ago.
Preston Stone.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right, Roser.
Penn State, big.
Big.
Penn State, big. These are the games that Franklin does win. SMU is not an Ohio State or a top-ranked. They're not that. On the home field, Penn State wins. Easy, Nittany Lion victory. We'll be looking up at a double-digit game.
All right, CJ?
I agree with Roser.
And he knows this conference better than I do. He knows Penn State better than I do.
These are the types of games that Penn State wins. They don't get to play them a whole lot because, I equate SMU to I don't know, hell, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, like one of those type programs where, yeah, they're good, but for whatever reason, this year SMU's record I feel like is a tad bit inflated. They didn't really play a whole lot of good teams like Indiana, although they played more good teams than Indiana. And so those losses that Penn State has against top 10 teams are to the Ohio States. Like those types of, they feel closer to great and elite than what SMU is, which is a good football team. James Franklin can beat a good football team. Can he beat a great one? Can he beat an elite one? Those are the questions, and I don't think SMU is that. Also, SMU hadn't played a whole lot of really good defenses. Let's go to the notebook here. Workplace slay, gentlemen.
Every day.
Nevada, 91st defensive rank. At Florida State, 88th. Virginia, 102nd. Pitt, 73rd. Boston College, 60th. They played one top 20 defense all year, and that was BYU, and they lost by a score. I think they lost by one, maybe 17-16, if I remember correctly. Stanford, 109th. Penn State is the 6th best defense in the nation as if you look at total yards per game allowed. So I think the Nittany Lions defense comes in and swarms SMU and holds them in check for the entirety of that game. And then it becomes, okay, how many points can the offense put up? It might be ugly. It will probably be ugly. It might be 24-6 or something like that.
What good offenses did Penn State play this year?
Didn't they play Ohio State?
They gave up 45 points to Oregon.
They played Ohio State.
They gave up 20 to Ohio State.
That's good.
I mean, West Virginia, Bowling Green, Kent State, like UCLA. Like I don't. Penn State doesn't have I guess their numbers look great, but like they didn't play anybody either, and they lost when they did.
Well, if you want to look at it like that, you absolutely can. I think that the offenses Penn State has played are better than the defenses SMU has played. So I don't have the Penn State schedule right in front of me. Who else is on there?
Purdue, Minnesota, Maryland, Washington, Wisconsin, USC.
Lang, I stand corrected. Those offenses are terrible.
I mean, it's a bunch of bad teams.
This is terrible offense. This is a defense that has thrived against terrible offenses versus an offense that has thrived against terrible defenses, is what this is. I just have more faith in Penn State.
I kind of do too, but I'm just staying away.
All right. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at what's going on in the Shield this weekend.
Penn State big.
Penn State big. And then we got picks. Picks coming up.
And we're parlaying it with an NFL pick, too.
Oh. We'll hear about that coming up here in a little bit on Free Picks. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Chalky.
Get the squad together for this year's Junior Grizzlies 3-on-3 tournament, presented by 2K at the Built Ford Tough practice facility inside FedEx Forum. On Saturday, January 4th, teams will compete in 3 games before advancing to single elimination play. Overall winners from the 10 and under, 12 and under, and 14 and under divisions will win Grizzlies tickets, including exclusive access to the pregame team shoot-around before the Grizz take on the Pelicans January 24th. Sign up today at hoopitup.com/Grizzlies. Hoop on the Grizzlies home court at Junior Grizzlies Game Day Clinics presented by Ortho South. Clinics are open to kids ages 6 to 14 and last 60 minutes. The next clinic tips off December 23rd, the same day the Grizzlies play the Clippers. All skill levels are welcome, from beginner to competitive athlete. Sign up now before spots sell out at grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. Registration includes a Junior Grizzlies t-shirt and 2 tickets to the game that day.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Back, everybody, to the Odds Couple. We got picks coming up, free picks coming up here at the end of the show.
Fish?
Free picks.
Yeah, we've talked a little college football playoffs. We got a big weekend in the Shield as well. Big matchup with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Baltimore a 6-point favorite against Pittsburgh. The total at 45.5. How about this? The last 8 meetings between these two teams under the total. Pittsburgh has covered the 6 of the last 7 against Baltimore. They've covered 6 of the last 7 at Baltimore. Baltimore, 11 of their last 14 have gone over, and Pittsburgh 10-2 against the spread against AFC North opponents. This feels like one of those Steelers +6 games, doesn't it? One of those, we're going to talk a lot about Mike Tomlin.
That's what we always do.
Yeah. Well, I have a pick on this game, so I'm going to sit it out. All right, Lang?
I don't know what to make of it. Baltimore's at home. I trust Lamar coming off that crazy game he had last week. I don't know. I know Tomlin. Hey, he'll figure out a way to keep it close and make it a game and junk it up and all that stuff. I'd probably sit it out.
All right, Roser.
Division game. There's a history in this game. TJ Watt has been taken off the injury report, so he's going to play. George Pickens ruled out. That just happened a few minutes ago. He's ruled out still with that hamstring injury, so that obviously big part of what the Steelers' offense is with Russ Wilson is they throw that deep ball to Pickens over the top. That's not going to be available to him. So this is a little bit trickier than it normally would be. Having said that, I've got a pick on this game.
Go.
I'm going to sit this one out.
All right,
He's got a pick on
CJ.
it.
I'm checking right now. The Steelers have lost 3 games by 3, 3, and 5, and then they had that beat down by Philly last week. I think they come into this game irritated, to say the least, because of how they performed last week against Philadelphia, and that was a game until Najee Harris had that costly fumble on the toss, and then Philly goes down to score, and really it's all uphill from there for the Steelers. Also, Lamar Jackson does not play well against Mike Tomlin's Steelers for a variety of reasons. I think 6 is way too high a number in this matchup. Rosa, you brought it up as a division matchup. It's an AFC North matchup as well. They're going to be popping pads. They're going to be hitting in December. I will be willing to bet you it's a wintery mix as well. I don't know. But I'm
love
willing.
a good wintry
I
mix.
love a good wintry mix. That's the only way to play Steelers-Ravens in December, right? Wintry mix. So I will take the Steelers plus the 6. And I'd probably take the under as well.
All right. We got Philadelphia at Washington. Philadelphia, a 3-point favorite at the Commanders, 45.5 the total in this one. Washington, 2-10 straight up as an underdog, 1-4 against the spread their last 5 in that spot. Philadelphia, meanwhile, 12-3 straight up, last 15 against the Commanders, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Eagles are playing extremely well.
Yeah.
Washington's kind of come down to earth a little bit, right?
Rookie wall.
Yeah, a little bit. Hit that rookie wall. I like Philadelphia. I just think they're playing
I do too.
whatever mess is going around in their organization. They seem to just get past it and play football on Sundays and get
That's
the job
the weird
done.
thing is like just mess keeps happening, and you're like, why is the coach yelling at fans, and why is AJ Brown mad at the quarterback? But I would probably just roll with Philly here too.
Yeah, Roser?
It seems easy to take Philly. Philly already beat them this year by more than that number. The last year in Washington, 38-31, which would cover that number. The year before in Washington, it was 24-8, which would cover that number. The year before in Washington, Eagles won 20-16, which would cover that number. So the last 3 times in Washington, the Eagles have won by more than that number right there. But I would probably say this is the best Washington team they've had in any of these years. I'd stay away from it. It feels like that number, to me, I would have made that number a little more. I would worry maybe a little let down from Philly, maybe a little bit. It's still a division game, but I know last week was big.
Yeah.
That cross-state rivalry with the Steelers.
When you start your sports book, is it going to be called the Rose Book?
Maybe.
CJ?
To be continued.
The Eagles go Commanders, Cowboys, Giants to end the season. This is their toughest game left, and they're in contention for that number 1 overall seed. You win this, you set. I don't know what the tiebreakers are in the NFC, but if you win this game, I can't imagine you'd go out there and lose to either of the Cowboys or the Giants.
That puts a lot of pressure on the Lions to win out. Puts a lot of pressure on the Lions.
There's a lot of pressure on the Lions and on the Vikings as well, as those are the 3 teams trying to get that number 1 overall seed. I think they know that. They come out extra motivated with that number 1 seed dangling overhead, and I think they go out and take care of business. Take the Eagles laying the 3.
All right. Let's get some fish nuggets.
No.
How about that? Some fish nuggets for you. Friday Night Dogs. Got to update you on the Friday Night Dogs. 34-21 now against the spread. Indiana is one of those dogs this Friday. They are a 7.5-point dog at Notre Dame. How about that? Interesting. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Indiana, the total has gone over in 11 of their last 11 games on the road.
What's the number?
51.5. 51.5, correct. Yeah. Clemson, 18-1, straight up in their last 19 games played in December. That's a good postseason team right there.
Yeah.
They're playing neutral site games though, right? Not road games in December. So
correct.
Maybe that changes a little bit.
That's true.
They have God on their side.
Tennessee has lost 37 of their last 43 on the road against top 25 opponents. They've dropped 42 of 45 against top 10 opponents.
New Vols team.
And SMU, 10-0, straight up. Their last 10 games on the road. 10-0, straight up.
That doesn't matter. They haven't
Their
played
last
anybody
10 games
good on the road.
Southern
That doesn't
Methodist.
matter.
Yep, it matters. It matters, Roser. It does matter.
You didn't get my parlay. I can hand it out during free picks.
All right, hand it out during free picks. All right, we're going to take a break, when we're going to come back, and we're going to have picks.
Picks!
And free picks as well. That's coming your way here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
This month's 191 Collabs, presented by Hennessy, is bringing Grizz Nation an all-star matchup it won't want to miss. Renowned fashion designer Prep Curry and Grizzlies forward Jaren Jackson Jr. have teamed up for a 6-piece collection that's as eclectic and unique as the city they both call home. These limited edition threads won't last long and are only available on FedEx Forum Thursday, December 19th, when the Grizzlies take on the Golden State Warriors at 7 o'clock. Buy your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com or the FedEx Forum box office.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of up to $340,000 in free play or a 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Here Comes Santa kicks off November 24th. Get one free entry and earn additional entries for weekly Saturday drawings. Don't forget the grand finale drawing on Saturday, December 21st to win up to $5,000 in free play or a 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quoting, call 800-522-4700.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Odds Couple, week
Single
17. We got free picks coming up in a moment. First, we're going to give you our 5 picks that we have each and every week as well. And I'm going to go ahead and get us started with the picks here today. And my first pick, and there's really 2 reasons why I want this pick. Tulane plus 13 against Florida. Tulane is 6-0 against the spread on Friday.
They don't have their quarterback.
And I also love this pick because the other 3 of you took Florida.
They don't have their quarterback.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving away our picks.
Yeah. SMU plus the 8.5 at Penn State. SMU 7-3 against the spread their last 10 games. We're taking the Ravens minus the 6 against the Steelers. The Ravens 17-6 against the spread in December. This is Lamar time. We're taking the Bengals minus the 7 against the Browns. Cincinnati 16-6 against the spread against Cleveland. They have owned the Browns. And then I'm taking the Falcons minus the 9.5 against the Giants. Falcons 9-3 against the spread in Week 16. They're a good Week 16 team. And the head of a sports book in Las Vegas, that line hasn't moved from when Kirk Cousins was the quarterback to now Michael Penix being the quarterback. It stayed at 9.5, and they said because that's how poorly they feel about the Giants. They're terrible. Falcons cover the 9.5 easy. Wow.
Did you see where Michael Penix was when he found out he was the starting quarterback?
No.
He was at Costco ordering a hot dog.
Yeah, getting a hot dog.
That's my quarterback. That's my QB1.
I've never had a hot dog at Costco.
I'm not even going to respond to that. Fish took Tulane. Tulane's quarterback is now at Duke.
Yep.
You know who does have their quarterback?
Who?
Florida, DJ Lagway. I'm taking the Gators in this one. They've been good the last month and a half. I'll take Florida and lay the 13. I think they win by a lot. Tennessee, Ohio State. We already talked about this ad nauseum, but I think Tennessee probably wins this game. But I do think they can cover. I think Notre Dame is going to beat Indiana by a lot, just like we talked about earlier. Texans, Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs without Mahomes, but now he's playing, was going to be a little iffy. But the Texans have been pretty good lately. And then the Lions, Bears. To me, that one was weird. Like the Bears have lost 5 in a row. Lions had won 11 in a row before losing to the Bills last week. They scored 42 points against the Bills. Like I don't think they have any problem beating this Bears team, and it matters to the Lions. Yeah. It's at Chicago, but I don't think that's going to make much difference. I'm going with the Lions in that one, minus the 6.5.
It's a good pick right there.
Appreciate that, John Roser. CJ?
I too like Florida. Florida is 8-4 against the spread on the season. Tulane's missing their quarterback, all that jazz. Florida minus the 13. What a job Billy Napier has done. And as somebody who thought he'd be gone by mid-October, very happy that he's still here. Happy to be proved wrong. Penn State, I think we talked about it. I think they jump all over SMU. I will take the Steelers plus the 6. We talked about that as well. I'll take the Colts laying the 3.5 as they fight to keep their playoff hopes alive against a Titans team that is having to answer questions about being soft. Mason Rudolph? I can't remember. Yes, Mason Rudolph is their quarterback. Now as they bench Will Levis for the second time this season. There's some real issues in Nashville. I think the Colts capitalize on that. And I will take the Lions laying the 6.5 against the Bears. They're fighting for that 1 seed. We talked about it some with the Eagles. I know it sucks that Montgomery is out for the season and probably at least portions of the playoffs, if not the entire playoffs. So that sucks for them, but they've got enough. Like you said, Lane, they played a Bills team and put up 40-something points on them. They'll put up 20-24 against the Bears, and the Bears can't score. They've got to figure out what's going on with Caleb Williams. So,
all right, Roser?
All right. I like that pick. Notre Dame, we're going to lay the 7 against Indiana. I'm just more confident in Notre Dame. That's all that is. Florida, we're laying the 13 against Tulane. Tulane doesn't have a quarterback. He left. Clemson, I just think the number's too big. I think Dabo's been in these spots. I think the number's way too big. So I'm going to take Clemson plus the 12. In the Mike Tomlin era, the Steelers are 13-2-2 against the number as underdogs against the Ravens. 5-0 against Lamar Jackson. I'm going to take the Steelers. If it doesn't work out, so the history's on my side here, so I'm just going to roll with the Steelers there. I hate the Chiefs. Screw that. I don't want that pick anymore.
Switch it. Make it the Texans instead.
No, I'm laying the 8.5 with Penn State. I'm laying the 8.5 with Penn State. That's what we're doing. We're still going to lay a number. We're going to lay the 8.5 with Penn State against SMU. If you make me keep the Chiefs, fine. I'll keep the Chiefs.
I'll let you go, Penn
Free
State.
picks time.
Free picks.
Plus 258 parlay at Penn State minus 8.5, Lions minus 6.5. I went with the Bills last week against the Lions because the Bills lost the previous week to the Rams, and my What I said was the Bills don't feel like a team that loses 2 weeks in a row. They're an elite team, and elite teams don't really lose back-to-back weeks. I feel the same way about the Detroit Lions. They don't lose back-to-back weeks. The Bears don't care. My team beat the crap out of the Bears, and my team sucks. Lions, big.
So you got a double Lions parlay?
Yes, Nittany Lions and Lions.
All right. Anybody else got a free pick?
I would say just roll with the SEC and men's basketball. By my account, it might not be official, but by my account, using the teamrankings.com there against the spread for everybody in college basketball. SEC teams against the spread, 106 and 74. That's a 588 win percentage.
Wow.
So that's a 79% win percentage.
That's 79% Roser math.
Hashtag Roser math.
Roser.
The worst team in the SEC is South Carolina, and I think they're sitting around 8-3 right now. Like, that's insane.
They just beat Clemson. Gary Parrish is top 25 and one that he pretty much comes out with daily. So 26 teams, obviously, has 10 of them. 10 of them are in the SEC.
How about them dogs?
Has Georgia in there at 26. Yeah.
6-4 against the spread.
Couple of picks. Sam Houston tonight against Georgia Southern. Sam Houston getting 6 points in their bowl game tonight. We'll go with Sam Houston in the New Orleans Bowl. Texas Longhorns in college hoops tonight against New Orleans, minus 34.5. Yeah, I'm putting down 34.5 for that one tonight. And then a football game tomorrow night, the Cure Bowl, Ohio, minus the 4 against Jacksonville State.
Cure Bowl?
Yeah, love.
The band?
Oh, no. Love Ohio tomorrow night. All right, that's going to do it. Everybody good? Everybody
Ohio.
good?
Great show, guys.
Everybody ready for the playoff?
Isn't Ohio a
Great
band,
show.
too?
I'm jacked.
Isn't Ohio a band?
The
Ohio players.
Oh, okay, there we go. All
There
right.
you go.
Love roller coaster. Roller coaster.
Say what? Say what?
Roller coaster.
Clip it, commercial it. Let's go. Let's annoy the people.
That will definitely
can't pay
annoy
the
the
rights for
people.
that.
We're done. We'll be back on Monday with you. Don't forget, Monday edition of The Odds Couple begins at 2 o'clock as well. And then next Thursday at 2 o'clock. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Good luck with your bets this weekend as well. Enjoy the playoff action. For CJ, for Roser, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you Monday here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.